Asmongold's dad died? What? It had to have just happened. Check LSF. Oh, shit. A few days ago, my father passed away. It's difficult for me to even find the words for the empathy and emptiness it leaves me with. He was my last member in the state, and I was there with him until the end.
Your hair looks like the piece of fluff under my bed.
It straight up does, bro. I will endure, but I don't think I'll ever be the same. I love you, Pa. Oh, shit. You know, chat, it's why it's so important for you to stay and hang out with your parents and be with your family, man. You don't know when they'll go. Like, I took off the past 5 days. Let me tell you something. My mom and my parents have been seeing me so much over the past 7 or 8 years I've been doing this job, right? I started 8 years ago, okay? And, when I started...
Nice haircut, Mr. Strimmer.
Thank you. When I started streaming 8 years ago, I was so focused on just caring about stream, about making content, about trying to grow my platform, that I basically ignored my parents a lot over the past few years. I will not pretend I didn't. They would come over sometimes and see me. They would fly to me to Texas, and it was basically like I wasn't even there. I would just focus on my career. I wouldn't really pay attention to them that much, and they were upset about it. And I've known this for a while. So this last time I was here, like the last 6 days, they were here for 3 days, I didn't stream because I knew that they really needed me to be there and they wanted me to be there. And they flew out here, and for 3 days straight, I hung out with them nonstop. I didn't hang out with anyone else. I didn't even talk about stream. I didn't look at anything. I just sat there. I sat there for 6 hours playing word games with my mom. We just played word games for 6 hours. And my mom was so happy at the end of it that on her flight to go home, she woke me up at 6 in the morning, walked in my room, and just gave me a hug and said thank you. And I think because she was like, yeah, like you actually cared for the first time in years. You started to really care. And it's because I've realized there's just so much more important things, and your parents are one of them. You know, they really, a little bit of hanging out can go so far with your family, chap. And I mean, Asmon was great to his dad. He was great. He always did care about his father. Asmon was always there for his dad. Whether you like Asmon or not, whether you care about politics or whatever, whether you like retail World of Warcraft or classic WoW, Asmon was always a good person to his father. He always did care about his dad and his mom. He always did care about his mom and dad. They were very close to him. So it is. I'm sure this is very hard for Asmon. I can't imagine what he's going through because I know how close he was with his parents. Yeah, that's gotta suck. I mean, he took off for months because of his mom, because he was just so upset. So I don't know how he's gonna respond with his dad also now dead. Both of his parents are now gone, which that sucks. So try to be with your parents, chat, more. Or just call them and say hi. Say I love you, say hi, say yo, say whatever you want to say. Say what you need to say. Let it all out, Say what you want. If you want to talk about how Jimmy Kimmel got deplatformed, go ahead and talk about that. If you want to talk about how, FaZe Clan is getting called a pedophile org because this guy David murdered a child, and your parents are probably like, who the fuck is, what the hell, and who the head? What the hell's going on? What are you talking about? If you want to talk about how, Dan Clancy is getting subpoenaed to court because of Hassan Piker, you could talk about that too. If you want to talk about my hair and how it's wet and show a picture of me, you could talk about that too. If you want to talk about my latest Instagram video, you could talk about that too. And honestly, you could show them about it as well.